Good morning, friends. It is Friday. It's 10 a.m., September 15th. Oh, happy birthday to my sister, Mary. And yeah, it's September 15th. So today I want to work on a little further on the book that we started yesterday for the Junk Journal Jamboree. And it is from the Cozy Fall Cabin. That is the name of the digital kit that I gave you the discount code and the link for yesterday. If you need it, just say so in the comments. I can get it again. Hang tight. Let me just see if I can even see comments or see you guys before we get much further in all this. We're going to be adding to this. I'm hoping to make some good progress this morning. I have been itching to get in my craft room today. There's just so much stuff to do at my desk in my office, different room altogether. And all I could think, I was just preoccupied with this idea of, I just want to get back to this book and work on it. Good morning, Miss Stephanie. Thanks for blessing the nest. She's blessing the nest. Will you do that for me, guys? If you can, I would really appreciate it. All you crafty chicks, whether you're checking me out on YouTube, if you're here on the Facebook page, I'm just happy you're here. There's Darla saying hello. Brenda, good morning. Everybody's rolling in here now. Hey, Debbie. Another Floridian friend. All right, so I'm glad it's working. Let's see if I can find the feed on my own page. That way, if I have problem with the comments in StreamYard, I can go back to, hopefully get back to Facebook and find the comments. So there we go. I'm trying to find my way there, girls. Just hold on. Hey, Missy McComb, how are you? I started the book. I started it actually this morning. I decided enough of this. I just never have time to read. So enough of that. I sat down with the book and started reading it this morning, Missy. Hey, Amanda, how are you, friend? All right, guys. We're gonna work on this. I'm gonna make this screen bigger so that you can see my workspace. We're gonna work on this Amazon cover. It's an Amazon like bubble packaging, the cotton one. I'm using that for my cover. So we got to decorate that. I painted on here some coppery colored paint just to kind of add to that autumn or fall, cozy fall feel. And yesterday we did this page here and I love it. But I'm realizing like the handmade paper that I'm using in this book, it is thick in the fact it's thicker than regular paper, but it's not as stiff. It's very pliable, almost like a fabric. I keep saying it's almost like a fabric. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful in a book, but it's not going to hold much because it's so bendable. So I need to reinforce a lot of or all of these pages. So I grabbed some packing paper. I got something in the mail from the Vintage Daisy actually, and it was wrapped in this fantastic. It's like book cover paper. Remember when you were in elementary school and we used to cover our textbooks to protect the cover? Do you remember those days? It reminds me of that kind of paper. It is incredibly thick. So I think we can use some of that. But I also grabbed stacks of paper that I have on hand that maybe there are some things in here that have a good fall. Oh, that's like a good fall theme, right? So we're going to grab some of these and use it to fortify pages. I also think that I'll be able to use, where are you? Oh, it's right here. I knew I didn't put it far. I put it right on my bin. My telephone book. My telephone book paper scrap collage pages. These are, okay, it's telephone book paper, which you know is pretty thin. And then I've been taking my scraps of leftover paper and just gluing them into these pages instead of just keeping them in a bin that they just sit there and I don't really find use for that small piece of coffee filter, right? But here collectively on one page, I will be able to tear this out of my collage book. And I'm thinking I'm going to be able to give myself some nice backgrounds on this handmade paper with this. Like, how fun is that going to be? So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're working on. Hey, Missy. So here's another way to use up. Remember I told you this is what I'm working on? This is what I'm doing lately. Instead of, this is just a regular novel, a Nora Roberts old book that I had decorated the outside for stackable books for home decor I took it out of my living room a long time ago and it's just been sitting, not being used. So I've started again, just gluing in paper scraps, leftover papers, so I would have great backdrops. It's kind of like a masterboard, except it's not on cardstock. It's on this really thin paper. So it's not quite heavy stock, but it's thin. It's not thin either because it has, like, this has fabric, fabric, fabric. That's some of that handmade paper. Here's more fabric, book pages. There's just a lot here, which gives it some more depth than just a regular piece of paper. So some of these I think are going to be great backdrops for these pages. So that's what we're going to work on today. That is what we're working on. Thanks, Amanda. Diane says, good suggestion. I hope so. I hope so. What is the handmade paper under in your shop? All right, let me go get the link for you tomorrow just to make it easy for you guys. And I will tell you, so when you go to the shop, the section, it's probably in 2 sections, but you definitely want to go to, so it's going to be in the craft supplies. And then I'm just waiting for this screen to refresh so I can get the link for you. Hold on, girls. We're waiting for the stinking computer to catch up with me. Oh, and by the way, don't ever be afraid to use the search feature in my website because that's a great way to find what you're looking for. Okay, handmade vintage paper. I'm getting you the link to it right now tomorrow. I'm going to put it in the comments just to make it easy for you to find. You're welcome. There it is. There be the link. All right, well, let's get started. I'm going to grab a chair. I guess I won't be, I'm not going to paint, I painted this yesterday, okay? And then I put this on yesterday after the live was over. I glued this on, and then I went over the edges of that paper to really tie it all in together. So I'll do the same to the back, and I'm sure I'll do the same to the inside covers to cover up the Amazon stuff. I'm not going to do that today just because you saw me do most of that yesterday, and because paint takes a while to dry, I'd rather work on things that I can get done like now, right, with you guys. So I wanted to put this as a hinge on this page, but the page, this is the same page that yesterday we put this really fun collage on. Has some really cool texture with some burlap, some canvas fabric, lacy fabric, and this mixed media corrugated cardboard that's painted and sprayed with metallics. And then the little, from the kit, Thankful for This Life tag, it's made this page even heavier. So I want to fortify this before I put this on. So I've got to decide, what do I want to fortify it with? Like, I could totally use this to make it thicker. I got to rip it though. I got to rip it down. And actually, I've been finding, if I was just ripping any paper, telephone, this is from the telephone book, right? If I was just ripping that paper, my tear with a ruler works really great, but I'm getting tripped up with some of these collage sheets because tearing through all the paper and glue that is glued together, there's layers, some like multiple layers because they're overlapping each other, and some of the pages have fabric on them, and you can't tear through fabric with a ruler with paper as well. So I'm going to have to just cut it, you guys. I can't really tear it like I normally do with a ruler. I am not going to get, if I do half, if I cut it right in half, these are perfect size for just adding more depth to these pages. So that's what we're going to do. Thank you for spreading the grace, Debbie. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for doing that. Some people say spread the blessing, or bless the nest is what you saw Stephanie say. Okay. So any of those words, any way you say it when you share this out there, it really, really helps us. So thank you for doing that to anybody who is. I'm going to grab this just to like rough up. Okay, we're going to get rough with it. I want to rough it up a little bit. I don't want it so darn perfect from the scissor. I like grungy. I like it a little bit rough. I know that sounds funny. That came out wrong. Oh, good gravy. It's Friday. That came out in a bad way. As I was saying it, I'm like, oh, don't say that online. Okay, girls, let's just ignore that comment and just pretend I never said that. Okay. This one actually has straight edges all the way around. So I really have to muck it up a little bit. Oh, good gravy. It's Friday. I'm sorry for the noise. We're traveling down to paper pulp in the air. Traveling down to Fargo today. We watched my son play football. So tonight is football night, but we're out of town. Oh my gosh. You don't have a sprinkle button? What? Amanda, you don't see the share button where you are? How is that possible? Do you know those paper tools that shred paper? It's like a little, I know I have one somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's like underneath all the other stuff. You know, these like paper tools that you can, yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. I want it to look, this is the same kit that everybody yesterday used, Cozy Fall Cabin, but I'm kind of making mine grungy. It all started with this one particular page that I did yesterday. And that burlap, that strip of burlap really was like, I was digging the whole feel of the grunginess. So let's just stick with it. Let's go grungy. Okay. If I had my sewing machine, I would just adore having the option to sew all around these edges to get this on here. But I don't. So I'm going to use two kinds of glue because I rely on this permanent glue stick by Scotch Crate with a nice big, it has a 1-inch surface. I rely on this a lot. It does an amazing job. And it's just really easy to apply. This paper is all crinkly and crunchy. This paper is all crinkly and crunchy. So I need to make sure these are going to have good adhesion. In fact, I'd be even better off probably with a glue gun, which you know me. Girls, I'm going to go get it though. Gannon just used it. We made this ship for Gannon's history assignment today. You guys want to hear something super funny? Okay, hold on. Let me get the glue gun. We just used this for Gannon, had to make a ship, like a reenactment of one of Columbus's ships, which was shipwrecked, or it hit a coral reef outside of what's Haiti, known as Haiti today. But back then, when he was exploring with the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, I'm learning all this stuff, of course, through Gannon's history class, but he had to reenact this in like a cardboard ship. He had to make a ship. And she didn't actually, I don't think she said what material to use. But we've been doing this for a couple of days, Gannon and I, and I've been helping to paint. I'll post a picture, maybe in the Telegram channel later today, of the project. I'm so proud of him. It turned out great. We're going to let that heat up for a minute. It turned out great, and super proud of Gannon for getting it all done. I was really happy to help him. I'll put this other one here. So let me work on just mucking up the edges. Anyway, I'm going to share a picture. I'll share it in the Telegram channel of Gannon's project. He did a really great job. He had to write an essay and do the ship. And we had the glue gun out because he was cutting cardboard and gluing it all. He did 3 sails. Well, I don't know how you say it. I don't know what the terminology is, but 3 of the board or dowels holding sails, but there were actually 4 fabric sails that we painted crosses on because that's what his ships look like. He did a great job, but so funny. This morning he sent me a picture of, I guess it's the project table where all the kids in the class dropped off their projects. And Gannon has been saying the whole time, Mom, you know, I have so much work to do to get this ship done, and I still have to write the 3-page essay. And he's a very conscientious kid when it comes to his schoolwork. So he was very worried. So when he left this morning, he said, oh man, I hope I get a good grade. I hope I get a good grade. You guys are going to just giggle. I hope I get a good grade. Sprinkle the love. Thank you, Amanda. Anyway, I hope I get a good grade. So he leaves for school with his ship. Essay has been turned in. They do it electronically now. There's no more printing papers, and generally not with not old school like we were, where we typed it up, white out if you had a typing error, and then you hand it in. No, it's not even word processing and then print it out and hand it in. They just submit things electronically. So the paper's been turned in. And he sent me a picture this morning and it said, I think I got an A. And I hadn't, it just said, I think I got an A. It was a text from Gannon. And then I was like, how does he know that? And then he sent me a picture of some of the other ships that the other kids made. And I was, Gannon's looks like it's museum worthy compared to some of the ships that were handed in. And I'm not making fun of the kids. It's just really funny because Gannon put so much effort into this ship, like so much time and effort into this ship. So when I saw the other kids, hopefully they all get A's, but I was laughing so hard because in comparison, Gannon just put so much time and effort. And these other kids, they did a ship, but it's not nearly as elaborate as Gannon's. So I'm just cracking up about it. Cheryl wants to know, I got to read this comment here. It's up on the screen. Do you find after time that glow stick no longer sticks and papers fall off? That's why I don't use, glue sticks. They have a tendency of doing that. Not this one. I haven't had that happen with this one. That's why I love it. I don't really use an Elmer's glue stick. I don't really use the purple one. I don't even remember the name of that one. I just use Scotch Create Permanent. It is pH, it's photo safe, so it doesn't yellow. And it works great. So I haven't had that experience with that one. You can find it in my Amazon store. And actually, ladies, let me see if this is running now. Is it drippy? Yeah, I'm going to add this to, we're going to add some, I don't usually use hot glue, but I really want this to stick, number one. And the pages are really crinkly. They're not flat and even. So I want to make sure that I get a quick adhesion while the glue stick is drying. I want the hot glue. It really was quick. Wait, girls, it went on too fast. Okay, I really want that to stick. We're going to do the other one a little differently. Because see, the papers are all crinkly, both papers, both what I'm putting on there and the one that's on there, it's not super flat, right? So I want this to really stick. And I don't usually use glue sticks in my books because I don't want the beads of glue, because it's so thick, showing through my pages. But because these pages are so thick, there's so much going on these pages, I just know that's not going to happen. What I'm going to do this time is this. I'm going to just do the top. Let's get that in place, and then I can follow through. I don't want to burn myself. I can follow through with the rest of it in phases. Okay, so now this has the glue stick on it, and it just gives you a minute. Let's go like this. I know the bottom is here. That's where my bottom line of glue is going to go. I want that eye visual so that I can do this quickly. I don't love this glue gun. I just bought 2 new glue guns because I don't love this one. I don't think this is going to show through at all because it's a collaged paper and it's so thick. Like, you see how it's not completely flat. And this obviously isn't completely flat because it has all this texture on it. So I think the hot glue gun is really going to help that adhere and hold it in place. Okay, so what my goal right now is to cover. I actually could glue this in place because I can paint this after this is in place, because I want to paint the edges of this as well. That's what I did with the last one. So let's get this one in place. We're reinforcing pages, and we're going to decorate some of these pages with the kit. Remember, this is some of the kit pages that did not print out correctly. They're backwards. Like, if this were my book, I can't use that because it's upside down. So I decided instead of just throwing them out, I'll use half of them in the book by tearing them out and using them as page covers. I was going to use these printouts from The digital kit, I was trying to print them double-sided so I could use them as actual pages in the signature, but it didn't work out that way because I printed them wrong. I printed them wrong. All right, here we go. Here's my bottom. And let's just get some. Ooh, that'd be hot. It's amazing to me, this event that we do for Junk Journal Jamboree, how every single person's book or project. Yesterday, when I was watching Mama P, she was talking about a Memorydex box that she was working on with the kit and Memorydex cards. The projects are also different, even though we're using the same kit. Okay, so here I don't have to do anything here. I don't have to do anything here. It's all done. Here, we did this side. This side, let's put something on there to reinforce. Maybe we'll grab one of these pages. So what I did was I grabbed a couple of paper packs that I think the pages will match really well. You guys are chatting. Amanda and Tamara are chatting in the comments. I love it. Thank you, Ms. Jennifer, for spreading it out there. I appreciate you so much. Hey there, Sparky. How are you? Good morning. I'm on the public page. Yeah, you must have been in the private group. I shared this into, well, it's anyway, yes. If you were watching from the group, you wouldn't be able to share, but if you're watching from the public page, you would be able to. Okay, this is just that dotted Swiss paper. It has like the little dotted lines. It's kind of embossed. I thought that might be pretty to put in one of these pages. And actually, like this green, like it really looks nice next to this. So let's use this. I don't need 2 sheets. This would match anywhere in this book as well, but I'll use this and I'm going to cut it down. Remember, I don't want these super straight. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to tear with my ruler because I can tear this. It's not that thick. We're going to tear with my ruler so I get the torn edges. It's not my torn edge ruler. It's a straight ruler. I know that, but it's still going to give a rougher edge than cutting it with a scissor. Can you see that? You see all like the paper pulp that shows? I absolutely love that look. And this will get glued into my telephone book. That'll get used in the telephone. That's what I'm talking about, putting your scraps in these books. It's going to be super helpful. Okay. I lost reference for how big this needs to be. So let me get this back. I have that cut. Now I want it to be about like that much. So let's rip here. And I'm purposefully, can you see that little notch that I left? I purposely don't want to rip it super clean because I want these pages, see what I did there? I really want them to be roughed up, remember? That's kind of my goal. Checking for size. Yep, I just need to tear off a sliver of this side. And we're just going to keep doing it. In fact, I don't know that I could do it the other way. I better do it this way. I want it to be super rough, super grungy, not perfect. Now, we got down to this end. It's so thin, it's kind of hard to... Oh, come on, baby. I know you want to cooperate with me. Are you going to make me do it with no help, no guidance? Wow, it's like just really stuck right there. Couldn't rip it. I'm checking it with the size of my book to make sure I get a good size here. So I'm going to rip it about here. And I'm kind of tearing away from the ruler instead of straight against that edge. See that? So that I have the guidance of the ruler, but I'm not going to get a super straight edge again, so that it matches what we got going on here. That's the top. Okay, I like those 2 colors together. And this just is dressing up this page number 1, but also it's giving me, a nice solid base that I can build on for decorating, because these pages on their own are a little flimsy, the handmade paper, for, adding lots of embellishments on them. Boy, my phone's going crazy. Two people just ordered something. I don't know what you ordered, or if you joined the Craft Therapy Club, but we just had some activity in my Shopify store. I get like a little notification if an order comes through. So I don't know if somebody just joined the club or what's going on, but welcome. Thanks for shopping. I appreciate you guys. I do. Speaking of shopping and joining, the ATC, the Artist Trading Card membership box, the subscription mystery box and membership is open now, and it's only open till tomorrow. So if you want the October box, if you want to join us in the ATC mystery box and club, the private group where we do the swaps and we have workshops, and you get a box of supplies every single month for creating the artist trading cards. If you want to join that group, you got to do it today or tomorrow, because it's going to close tomorrow after the event. So all day tomorrow, we have an ATC mystery box event to kind of promote the membership club. So all day long, some of us creatives, we swapped Happy Mail. So I have a box here, but I don't really know what's in it. This is for the event tomorrow, and it came in the mail. I'm just protecting someone else's address there. It's Rubbish Restyled in Wisconsin is the one who sent me my box. So I get to open it tomorrow and create with it. I'm on at the end of the day for that event, but you can catch us all day long. I shared the schedule for that today here on the page. I love these two pages together. Oh, there goes my packing paper. Okay, now my family is chatting, and so my phone is making noise because my family is having a chit chat. I know why, because it's Mary's birthday. But please wish Mary a happy birthday. Okay, let's do something different now. We're going to go to one of these kinds of sheets of paper. And these are very, what is it called? Textures and surfaces. And the colors are, see, that's perfect. And that looks like a weaved basket. That would be great in this book. There's a brown shiplap, like barnwood or something. This one I really like. Some of these really lend themselves well to this grungy autumn theme. I really like that one, although it's unexpected. I do like this paper, so I think I'll grab this one and cover one with that, and then I'm going to cover one with this one, because I think they're just going to really complement what we got going. And in fact, maybe these should go opposite each other in here. Oh, I like that there with the paper bag. All right, I changed my mind. We're going to put it right there with the paper bag. So what are you guys up to this weekend? What's on your agenda? I've been telling you about everything that's going on here. The ATC Club, it's $37 a month, and that includes the shipping and all the workshops and the swaps and everything. So it's a flat fee of $37 a month. I can give you the link here in a second if anybody wants to. I'm trying to tear it kind of rugged. Just give me a second here, girls. I'm going to grab a different tear ruler, and then I will get you the sign up link for it, for those of you who are asking. And if you go to the link, you don't have to be ready to sign up. You can just go to the link to learn more about it. The link is for sign up, but you'll get the full description of what it's all about and what you get. And I'm going to share that in the comments right now. There you go. There's the link. So if anybody wants to check it out, please do. Marsha's at work listening. Hello, Miss Marsha. Hi, Anne. Alan. Welcome, welcome. Grace, I see you. Hey, Leslie. Amanda says, I got my box from you. This is for tomorrow's event. Tomorrow's event, we do this once a month. And this event that we're doing tomorrow, that's the free event that anybody can join in. All of the creatives get a box of supplies from another creative, and we create the artist trading cards live, showcasing kind of different styles and techniques for creating these cards. But then the curators of the box, which Amanda is one of them, we will go live inside the group the private group just for the paid members, and we'll do another live opening the mail that they got with all the supplies that everybody got, you know, the same box. And so we're going to create live in the group just for the private group. And then we swap, we do the live and we create, and then we swap cards. I keep losing because I didn't finger press real hard. So I keep losing my spot. I'm trying to focus on telling you everything right, which means I can't focus on cutting paper straight. All right. We actually could get probably 2 out of this if I wanted to. These layers of paper, or you can use fabrics. Listen, it's a junk journal, so use anything you got. This is the name of the game here. Use up what you got, friend. But I'm just trying to fortify and strengthen these pages so that I can build more on them, because I like my books chunky and I like a lot in them. So I need to make sure that my pages are strong enough to handle it. Okay, I'm putting the link on the screen for just a second. That's the comment you're looking for if you're looking for info on the ATC membership group. And there are 4 creatives who are partnering, collaborating to bring you guys that box. It's Amanda. You see Amanda there from Simply Amazing Art. And it's Lisa from Lisa Boone Designs. And it's Michelle from Shell Bell's Creations. My Shell Bell. Wow. Okay, so her group name that the event is in is different than her, like slightly different. It's a variation of her business name. Okay, so the group name is Shell Bell's Creative Sanctuary, but her business name is My Shell Bell's Creation. So they both have Shell Bell on them, but they're just a variation of each other. I just want to point that out, because if you're like, okay, where am I going? For the group tomorrow to see all of the activity in one place, you're going to go to Shell Bell's Creative Sanctuary. And Amanda, if you can do me a favor, if you're still here, or any of the girls, and drop that link to the group in the comments. So it's better if you join today, because tomorrow we're all going to be watching each other and getting ready to create our own stuff live. So it'll be easier for you if you're not in that free group, to watch that event tomorrow that you do it today. Okay, I want a little bit more glue right here. This is coming up. I just really need to push that down into the other paper, and then see, I love this together. Let's do, should I do facing pages like that? That could be cool. Maybe I can use this for sure. This is big enough that I can get another sheet out of it. And then it needs to, I need to get this off. I'm going to cut this a little bigger so I can use this in my telephone book. And then here, again, I'll have a nice big chunk for my telephone book or my little Nora Roberts novel. Oh, that's still a little wide, Gracie. Wide load. we gotta trim her down just a little. Let's just tear about 1/4 of an inch and see what we get. Hey, Jennifer McMullen, how are you, darling? I'm going to put it on opposite pages from each other. I was trying to organize my space a little bit yesterday, and I just ran out of time. It's like, I'm going to need a day. If I want to organize my stuff in my craft space, I need more than 20 minutes, friends. Uh-oh, it's a little bit long right here. It's okay. It's a little bit long. It went over the edge, but I'm okay with that. Okay. This one, I think I like it horizontal. I'm going to tear, let's see, Gracie. you can do this better, like more efficient, right? So I have all this space here and all this space here. So rather than getting just a strip here, let's tear a piece that's bigger that I can use in my telephone book. So rather than like a skinny 1/4 inch strip, which is really, these are hard to use in those books because they're so thin. That one's like more of a 1/2 inch, but that I can tear up and use more easily. So let's make sense here and tear properly, tear with some smarts here. Okay, this one then I'm going to tear so that I have, again, a nice chunk, thick piece that I can use for those backgrounds. I want that ruler. Jennifer says I want that ruler. Doing fine. Football tonight, us too. Yeah, we have football tonight too, Miss Jennifer. We are traveling out of town. It's about a 3-hour drive to Fargo for us. Usually longer because of my bathroom breaks. So, because in 3 hours, I'll go to the bathroom at least 3 times for this 3-hour drive. So it'll probably take us 3.5 hours to get to Fargo. 3.5 hours to get home. Football game, thankfully tonight, the football game is early. It's at 5, not at 7. So we're happy about that because it means we'll all get home at a more decent hour than, you know, when the game's at 7 and we leave the field at 10, we're not getting home till like 1 in the morning. I got home at 1:20, I think, from that game that was in Wapaton. 1:20 in the morning, and Lennon got home because he went home on the bus, got home 20 minutes after me. Wasn't that much longer. The bus, again, Lennon said the bus driver really, he stays focused. They don't make potty break stops. I think there's a bathroom in the bus. So they just keep rolling. All right, see, it's just reinforcing and giving us something pretty on these pages. Now, before I do much else, I'm going to grab my book or my box, because I think we have a few more decorative panels in here. Yeah, I have 2 more, so I want to use these in here too. So before I rip up any more new papers, let's keep flipping through the book and see what needs to get covered. I can't get that open. I love the variety. I love that all the pages aren't exactly the same. This is a paper bag for my bottles of wine that I buy. I love that there's a variety of stuff going on in here. So I have 2 panels. Oh, I have plenty of places to put them. I still have plenty of spots here. So let's put this one. Actually, I'm going to put this one right here. And because of how not flat that is, how wavy and crunchy that is, I'm going to use the hot glue gun with that too. And this is so unusual. I do not usually use my hot glue gun. This is not a normal occurrence for me in my books. But because this bag, doesn't have one big flat surface. I really want to make sure it sticks, and I want it to stick quickly. So, oh, that's hot. I'm going to use the hot glue gun. Okay, and then here's my bottom right here. So I'm going to put a little extra. Even though I have my glue stick glue, I still want some extra there. I'm not going to burn myself again though. Making sure these pages really don't go anywhere. I got a little oozing glue right there. That's okay. Now I have this one last one. Okay, I didn't decide what was going on the back, but I would not put that on the back. I liked the images from this digital kit are just amazing. But this seems like a journaling spot, right? So or like a place to like tape a photo or something. So I'm not going to put that on the back. I'll have to print something else out for the back, I think. So this one, let's find another place for this. Let's maybe go in here, right there. It is just going to fit, like it is just smaller. It looks so good. Thank you. You printed this out this morning, Dana. So when you guys buy digital kits, so Dana and anybody else who does, when you buy a digital kit, and this is a beautiful one, it is called Cozy Fall Cabin, and it's by Sweet Pea Paper Paradise. I gave you guys a discount code in her Etsy link yesterday, so you could get this for a discount. Dana, when you print it out, do you just blanket print out everything? Or do you pick and choose what you're going to work with today to print out and then go back for more when you need it? I'm wondering. I tend to print out what I absolutely know I'm going to use. And because it's a printable that you then own the file, right? So I don't have to print everything out. I can go back to my computer a week after working with all of the stuff that I printed and go print more. So that's tends to be how I work, but I'm just curious how everybody else does. Was there another, are we done up to this point? Yeah, we are. So back here is where I need to focus my energies. And we want to reinforce all these pages. So this needs something on it or here. And truthfully, it doesn't even need to be like the same exact size as that page. This one's a little bit smaller, but it'll work. It'll do. Right here. Because I'm going to be adding, this isn't the end of it. I mean, there'll be decorations or envelopes or tags or something added to all these pages. So but I just want to reinforce because, like I explained, the homemade paper is kind of flimsy when left on its own. And I like too much chunk in my books. I can't afford flimsy pages. I need them to be nice and strong. I like those two together. That's really pretty paper. Okay, so I have this piece left. I could collage this. I don't know if it goes well with that. What do you guys think? It's kind of like a emerald green color. No, I don't even like it there on the blue. That's the only blue that I have in here. What I was thinking is I could use up some of what I have left here and make some sort of collage with it. This is like throwing me off because it's so straight. Yeah, me too, Dana. You pick and choose. That's kind of what I do too. Tamara says she picks and chooses too. Did anybody else decide to buy this kit, the Cozy Fall Cabin? I think there's, oh, I did not mean to take that much off. Holy buckets. Holy buckets, Gracie. Did anybody else decide to buy the kit? Okay, let's do this. Taking that off. That'll go in my phone book. Taking that off because I want them to be rugged. I gotta get this edge off then. You got it, Brenda? I hope you guys all found and used that discount code. So it sounds like Brenda and Dana both picked it up. Tamara, did you pick up this kit? Did you decide you wanted it? It's no, like, there's no right or wrong answer. It's okay if you say, nah, it's not really my thing. That's totally fine too. Yeah, I think I would rather have this be prominent than the green, but I want to use up the green, so let's stick it there. And then maybe I can find something to put up there. I'm going back to my box of supplies for this. Maybe I can grab, I was going to put this little piece of corrugated cardboard on this side. Actually, Gracie, if I did this and this, maybe this can go over here. Like that. That's very white on the edges. I decided not to cut that out. I used an oval punch instead of cutting it out fussy around the edges, but now I'm thinking I don't want to use it that way. So let's fussy cut around these edges and get rid of that white frame. says happy fall. I'm not a steady cutter. Like, I'm just not steady. I don't have good straight lines. So if you're looking and going, geez, you butchered that cut job. Well, yeah, I'm not very good at it. I'm going to cluster something else up there, like this might be it. And I'm going to cluster maybe some fabric or something. I was going to go with this, but I already have that piece. So let's find maybe a little piece of fabric. I have a roll of fabric here that I bought off Etsy. It's like coffee stained. This would be perfect for right here. Maybe I can, well, is this going to let me tear? I don't know. We're going to test it. Oh, it does. I love the rugged rather than super straight edges. All right, and then this can go here. That'll add a little bit of texture. I may even add something else. I had sitting here just a ball of string that I thought, yeah, I know that sounds silly, but I had a ball of string. Where did it go? I cannot find my ball of string, girls. Who took my string? I told my husband recently, I tell my family all the time, I had the pasta box, and I'm like, do not throw out, I was like announcing it in the house. Are you hearing me? Do not throw out the pasta box. And they were like, why? I'm like, I'm going to use it in my craft room. I'm telling them all the time, do not, I'm going to leave this on the counter. Please do not throw this out. Maybe I could bundle that up a little, like put a little pleat in it. And that's going to go up there. So this is good. I like the way this is working out. Well, let's start sticking it down. Lots of glue. I'm not chintzy with my glue, girls. My glue girls. I'm not chintzy with the glue, ladies. I definitely use it up. I press down hard. I'm getting lots of glue. A lot of times when I use this glue, you'll see it like leaves strings. Watch, I'll show you. Usually when I pull it off, there's like, I don't know if you can see that. There are like strings of glue because it's really wet. So it works really well on the paper. It makes it stick really well. I don't have any trouble with stuff coming unstuck later, like you guys have asked. I might tear this a little bit so it's not so square up top and right here, because we're going with grunge. And actually, maybe I'll do this and layer it like that. No, this is going to be on the very top. It's more 3D, but this will go right here. And I can use my hot glue on that because it's really thick corrugated cardboard that's been painted. And this is going to go here. I don't have to worry about glue showing through because we've got fabric and then we got paper. So again, I can use my hot glue if I need to. Just stick this right up here. Ooh, that'd be hot, Gracie. That's hot. Don't burn yourself, friend. Now, you can see I did not glue the edges of the fabric because I like things to kind of be thick and chunky. I want it 3D. I want it sticking off there. I like that page actually. And it's still leaving plenty of room for all the tags and all the pretty embellishments that came with this kit. I just want, at least on one side, to really reinforce these pages so they feel thicker. So let's do it over here on this one. Let's see. I'm going to go back to my telephone book. Here's my telephone book, and this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I have all these scraps, and instead of like just sticking them somewhere where I don't know that they're going to get used in a bin, I've been sticking them to the telephone book pages to create more collage backgrounds for future projects or junk journal pages. So all these little scraps I've been putting them in a bin, and the bin just keeps getting more and more full. And even though I do go to the bin to try to find paper that I need, I don't end up using most of these small pieces like this. I save it thinking I can use that for something, but then I never find the right place to put it. And I'm getting sick of that bin being so full. So this is what I've started to do. And like I said, this is an old telephone book. I do like telephone book pages in my junk journals sometimes. But I have several old telephone books that, you know, they're just out there. I save them because that's what junk journalers do. We save books that would get thrown out otherwise because we can find a way to use them. So I'm really happy with this plan of put my scraps in here instead of in the bin. The bin literally stresses me out. Every time I go to it, I'm like, I'm not even using this stuff up. It's just these weird shaped pieces are just sitting there. So now I'm using them. It's kind of like making a paper quilt. Okay, these are too thin. I have tried to be really frugal and put these in my book, and it stresses me out, so I don't. If they get too thin and really difficult to put glue on, I'm not dealing with that. There's frugal, and then there's making yourself insane, which I don't want to do. Which I'm sure you don't want to do either. Like, this isn't too thin though. This is 1/2 inch. I just stick it down. Like, you can't think too much about this. This isn't about making another work of art right now. It's just using your stuff up. It helps you with your organization, helps you with your stress level of the amount of papers you have laying around as a paper crafter. And then you'll see we can tear these pages out once they're fully like covered. And I'm just randomly putting these down. Once it's fully covered, you tear it out and use it for something. So this one's rather big. These 3 are rather big. And I'm not done with the junk journal itself. So I'm going to save those to the side because I may be able to use those to collage with other things for the junk journal. So right now, those got stuck in there. And what I always do is I'll just leave this page open until that glue dries. But I'm looking for one more page that I can use to cover. Well, this one's good. This half of this one is really good. I like grungy, and this has burlap in the middle of it. This one's kind of grungy too. That one had that circus scraps left over from the circus book that I was using. I'm going to take this one. Where is it, Gracie? This one right here. Nope, that wasn't it. That has too many flowers on it. Hold on, girls. This one. Now, you can see how much thicker that is than the telephone page was. And it just gives me something really good to work with. Okay, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. We're going to try it. This is just paper along this line, and that's where I want it to rip. Let's see. Sometimes if I have fabric or the page, the collaged papers are going in different directions at the place that you're trying to pull, the pull doesn't come through real nice, like using your ruler to cut through there. Now that would be, if I put this on here, all the other pages are torn, and that's not torn, but I actually really like it in there. This one has a butterfly on it, which isn't necessarily fall related, but it's okay, right? This one for sure. This one for sure. Let's put it on a page that doesn't have anything, which is this one right here. So we're going to put it here. You love the idea, Cheryl? Well, please adopt it. And if you ever share it with anybody, just tell them Grace at the Comfy Nest. She's the one who told you that was a good way to use up your scraps. I just appreciate the little shout out when you share stuff like that. All right. So see, it just has a little bit more solid to it. Does this one need it? Nope, that has something. That has something. This is really sticking up. You know, it's not horrible, but it's really a little bit, maybe too much in my opinion. Let's get that to... Oh, actually, I glued and then I crunched it up. So it's gluing down crunchy, like not flat. Kind of like, actually, I really like that a lot. So let's do that on the other corners. I'm going to put the glue on the back with the glue stick. And instead of just pressing it down, I'm going to scrunch it while I push it down so that it appears wrinkled. in the way that it's been glued down. It just gives it more texture. Okay, just little things. Just a little like spot where you could tuck things, but I don't want it to be, see how with the gussets on the side, it's actually giving it like a 1.5 inch or maybe even 2-inch opening. And I don't want that to be that wide. So what you want to do is glue the gussets down so that it can be opened and you can slide something in it, but it's not going to fall out because the opening won't be so big. So let's just take a second and glue the edges of the gussets. Now I can open it, but it's not going to be as big. See that? It's not like a 3-inch opening anymore. You could come in and glue these 2 little things, or one. I would just go with one side, right? So like, let's glue this edge down. And this edge down. I can't see anything. Can't see if I got enough glue there, but we're gonna try it. Whew, it kind of oozed out there. Okay, now it's even smaller because we glued down one more gusset there. Now we can slide something in there. Will this fit in here? Perfect. Yep, that's gonna go in there. It's just a scrap, but it works, right? Because I have other things from the kit that I could put in there. So it doesn't have to just be one thing in there. Let's grab something else from the kit. Like I have this cute little owl library card thing going here. Where's the other library card? Oh, here it is. I've got the little fox with the pumpkin. And then I haven't glued this one together all the way, so let's do it. And then I have the owl with pumpkin pie. I don't know. I don't really use a hot glue gun usually. Let's just see if it works. Listen, there's too many chances to burn your finger, number 1, as a paper crafter. Number 2, when you need to be worried about your placement, you don't have much time because the hot glue, it firms up so fast that sometimes you don't have time to think about your placement or be precise, but that worked out okay. Oh, I didn't glue down the bottom yet. All right, let's put a bead of hot glue since we're at it. I don't want to burn my fingers, girls. Ouch. Yeah, I wouldn't advise it. I only pulled out the hot glue for that one reason. Okay. Okay, so I've got 2 little library cards with pockets. I'm going to let this one dry for a few minutes over here. I don't want to use it until it's dry, but like these could fit in here too. That would be a cute little insert in there. I would like to cover this too with something, not just leave it plain. So I'm going to go to my little book. Let's see. This is the little book. I would use 1 page per book if I did this, of my collaged paper scraps. The big book. Oh, look at girls. That's the right width. Should we push our luck and see if we can tear this again? If I did it in half, oh my gosh, you guys, this is about right. It's about the right size. To cover that. Yeah, baby. Who cares that our butterfly is sideways? No one's going to tell on me, right? I can trust you people. All right. How cool is that, right? Easy breezy. Nothing gets me more excited than using up my stuff, too. I love when I can say, oh, I used up that whole paper pack. Or I used up all those extra scraps that I had. Nice. And then we have these little inserts to pull out. It doesn't look like a paper bag anymore. Okay, here needs a little glue. You can see it right there. It's right where I was grabbing to. Whoa, I added way too much. Way too much. Gracie. Holy heavy-handed with the glue. We're just going to let that sit and set up. Now, actually, I wouldn't mind having something on the edge of this to fortify that as like a place to grab and turn the page. Let's see if there's anything. I'm looking for something long and skinny, either in the kit or in my stash here. Well, I've got my burlap or my corrugated cardboard. I have fabric strips that could be used with corrugated cardboard. I have this. Oh, I know why. I was gonna tear this one down smaller. That's why I put it aside, and I started to tear it, and then I thought I better wait until I know where I'm using it before I tear it. So that's why it was not used yet. But okay, if I wanted to add something on the edge here that's just gonna give you something to grab to turn this page is what I'm looking for. Because these pages are like the same exact length, and they're a little hard to separate. So like, actually, it might be better to put it in this corner. And we're just gonna use up some fabric scraps here. I don't need one quite that big, but if I scrunch it like that, it'll work perfect. But long, you can see it's too long, but if I let it was scrunched up because it was in a jar of fabric scraps. So if I let it stay scrunchy, those two might be perfect on their own. And I'm really sad I don't have my sewing machine, because I could run this right through the sewing machine and it would, you know, but I don't have a sewing machine because it's broken. Okay, I do have, I just pulled this out of the garbage. It's part of a thick mailing envelope made out of craft paper, and I'm going to put that on the back of this because I want it to feel more solid than it is with just the fabric. So we're just going to glue this fabric onto this, and then we're going to glue it onto the page, and that's just going to make it more solid, if that makes any sense. So let's start here. I'm using my glue gun a lot today, girls. It's shocking because I just never do it. With cardboard, it works great. Okay, now here's the top piece, and I want this to be scrunchy, so I'm going to have to use my fingers. So I do not want to use the hot glue gun because I will burn myself. So I'm going to put a lot of my Scotch-Crate on there, and then I'm going to put some liquid glue as well. Okay, that gives me a minute to work with the fabric, and I'm not going to burn myself. See, I put just a layer of that. Now, remember, I dig grungy, so if this stuff is sticking up and scrunched up, I'm really good with that. I really want it to look super grunge, like this is all scraps of stuff that I'm using up. So we're going to let it just kind of sit the way it's wanting to sit. I'm going to pull on the fabric in a couple of places to get it to scrunch up differently, more messy. So it gives it lots of texture. And then I'm going to glue this to the end of this page, kind of like a page, like it's like a page protector, like right there on this page, it'll be easier to turn. And now these two pages that are exactly like, we have this separator that's going to make it easier for me to grab this page and turn it. Then I hope this makes sense to you, kind of the rhyme and reason of why I do the things that I do. Everybody does things differently. I do understand that, and that's why it helps to kind of take inspiration from multiple people. Okay, right? I like that. See, my books get thick and chunky because I love to add a lot in them. I like that a lot, actually. If this page doesn't have anything, you know what? I'm going to tear this down and put it on this page, and I'm going to tear it really We're going with the rough again, girls. Here comes that word. Really rough. These, I'm already feeling like the excess paper that I have left over here can go in my telephone book, because I'll have a little bit of like, that's kind of cool colors and stuff. So that'll be for the telephone book. I don't want this to be uber square. I'm kind of fussy cutting around the shape of the floral and the wording. So that it looks more messy and grunged up. It still feels big to me for this page. So I'm going to take the words off carefully. Yeah, I kind of want it in the lower right corner is what I'm going for. I don't know why, but just design element, but nothing that takes up the whole page. So let's tear down a little bit more of the paper that's around the top. I do have a mess on my table when I work. Okay, maybe I will layer this with a couple of things. Now, see how this is where I'm layering it, and then most of this piece of paper you're not seeing. My frugal junk love and heart will say to me, just tear it in half. I can use all of that somewhere else, and I can still get the effect of that cool basket weave on there without having to sacrifice the whole piece. It's a lot of white right there. Let's get that off there. Maybe this can get used somewhere else. I don't know. It's not going to get used on this page, though. I know that much. Yeah, I love fall. I don't know why. I just felt that's what I felt like doing. There doesn't have to be a rhyme or reason. Now, look, the way I tore this toward myself. So I've got the white edges. And this, I must have torn the other way, away from myself. And so they're not white edges. Do you see that? White on this side, not white on that side. So I want them to match. I'm going to come back here and tear away from myself, down instead of up. And it's going to get rid of that white edge. You could also ink if you wanted to, but I kind of like the look without the white on this page. So see, I just got rid of that white edge. Looks more natural. Shazam, maybe one piece of fabric. Whoops. This one's really square, which I don't love. I kind of would love to find a piece that's just not square. Oh, you know what I have in the Bits and Bobs basket? I think I got me some of that colored cheesecloth in here, don't I? Oh, yeah. Well, this is kind of gnarly. And it has the purple in it. It has some of that teal in it, which is right there, that teal green paper, emerald green, whatever color that would be called. And it's coffee stained. So this would be a nice little addition to that corner. Let's see, I actually may really like, let's take a chunk off like this. I'm going to go like this and rip. And then look at how gnarly that is, like how it's all scrunched up. Gnarly makes me happy. So I think I could put a strip of this. Guys, I'm never going to leave. Like, I feel like I could just do this all day. But I got to get ready to get on the road for football. Okay, but look at how pretty. Are you kidding me with that? See that, like, that fuchsia color's kind of picking up the purple. There's just a tad bit of that green that's showing right there. Girl, this is just stuff I have on hand. It's not like I didn't color this specifically for that, but I know that I have it in my stash in my little Bits and Bobs, and it just works perfectly. So I'm going to layer this. This is on the bottom, the most bottom, and then this is going to go on top of both. Okay, so we got to do it in that order. This is exactly where I want it, so I'm not going to move it. I'm just going to come in. Oops, need another glue stick, girls. Did I grab them or did I just get the gun? Whoa, jeez Louise. Deanna was back here with me the other night. We were painting a ship, and he said to me, Mom, I don't even know how you work in here. I said, what do you mean? He said, it's so tight in here. Like, how do you even get around? Every time I walk through, I kick something or step on something. And he was doing the same thing. And I said, kid, this is the size room that I get. This is just, you get what you get, right? You don't throw a fit in our family. That's what we say. And someone's like, I don't like it. No, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. I'm loving this. Again, don't want to burn myself, but want to be able to scrunch up my fabric. So I'm not going to use the hot glue gun. I'm going to put a bunch of my glue stick. I'm also going to reinforce with some liquid. Whoa, don't go in there yet. I'm not ready for you. You're not the boss of me. And I'm just going to scrunch it into that glue. This glue will dry clear. It's permanent, non-toxic, dries acid-free, waterproof. It will dry clear, so I don't have to worry about it coming through my fabric. I need a paper towel. Clear this before I put the cover back on. Gracie, wrong cover. All right, fabric, I want you to get scrunchy. Get all scrunchy on me. And then this is going to go here. And I could use this. Don't burn yourself, girl. All right, what do you think? I love how this gives the look of texture, even though it's flat paper, but then I get the texture and the threads and all the excess from the fabric. As opposed to using, I love this fabric. It's coffee stained, torn edged fabric that I bought on Etsy, but it's just too linear. It's too neat for what I wanted there. This book has gotten very grungy and I'm loving it. I love all the fabric dimension to it. Okay, now remember, I started because I wanted to get this little envelope with this journal spot. I wanted to get this. Uh-oh, did it glue together? No, it didn't. Phew, made me nervous. I wanted to make this a hinge somewhere on one of these pages, and I think that was way back here. Haven't done anything with that page yet, and I desperately feel like I need to because that's way too plain compared to all this other grungy goodness. Oh, I kind of like it there. Kind of some bold color combination right there. Yeah, I think I like it there. Hang tight. We're going to look on a couple more pages here. Here, I might need one of those edgers here because that felt really hard to get those two pages separated. Maybe right there. All right, I need something right here though, like I did before. Let's make another one. We're gonna go, let's go a little longer this time. Like that. I don't need this to be so wide. It doesn't need to be perfect. Nobody's gonna see it. It's gonna go under. It's gonna go under here to hold my fabric in place. Actually, I could use corrugated cardboard as my strip. Let's see, I have plenty of that. None of this, oh, I've got a piece of stiff burlap too. None of this has been painted or dyed, I don't think, which I really loved the grunged up look of that one. That's the perfect size that I want. You know what I could do is take that paint. We can color this on our own. All right, hold on, girl. I do have a plan in mind. I just got to grab some things. I got that fall like tweed fabric scrap, and I also have I don't want to use that. That's a napkin on a piece of canvas. Here's another piece, canvas twill. Okay, let us, if I want the scrunchy grungy look of the fabric, I want it to be longer than my strip, which this is, but now I need it to be thinner. Yep, so I want it longer because I'm going to scrunch it, remember. We're going to get a scrunchy look again. Maybe we'll just do those two together. Leave this canvas out of it. Canvas, you come out of it. But this little piece, I'm thinking I could glue this a little bit. Glue it, paint it a little bit. I'm gonna grab a paintbrush. Where there be a paintbrush I might like? This one I think loses its, yeah, I'm throwing that one out. It loses its bristles. Don't need that. That will drive me bananas. Bananas. Okay, here we go. We're just going to get a little round brush. We're going to take some of this paint that's on the outside cover, and we're going to muck this up a little bit with some metallic. So it's pulling in the same color that I used in the front onto this. And get it all over my fingers. Why not? Why not? Do it. Do it, Grace. I double dog dare ya. All right. You know what? Now that I got the paint out, can I use it for anything else? I better not. Let's leave that alone. Leave it be, Grace. Don't go nutso with the paint. Okay. Now I can scrunch this up on there. It's going to look super cool. You love my flower pictures? I love taking pictures of flowers too. When I go for a walk or when I'm out somewhere and I see something pretty like that, I can't help it. If I see anything that I react to, I want to take a picture of it. Yesterday, I was on the wine walk, you guys. I went to that wine walk last night. Our town has a wine walk in the fall. You buy a ticket and then you go around the businesses in town. It's a great way to get into the businesses and see what they got going on. But you go around the businesses in town and they give you a sample of wine and usually food. Like most of them had like cheese and meat tray, or some had popcorn, or just like little snacks that you can eat along the way as you're sipping on your wine tasting. And somebody had taken the little tiny cup. They were like a shot glass, right? But they were plastic that they gave you your wine in. You're not like getting full glasses of wine during this event. But someone took a shot glass and put it on top of it's like a car. I don't know. So it's like an obstacle for cars that like you don't want it to go this place in the parking lot. It's just like a big concrete rod sticking out of the ground that's supposed to like control traffic and make sure nobody drives into that area. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I'll see if I can post the picture on the Telegram channel along with Gannon's ship. But there was a shot glass on top of one, and I'm like, that cracks me up. That is so funny that somebody put that up there. It made me laugh, so I took a picture. All right, look, that is funky. It's a little bit metallic. It's got this, I know it's really hard for you to see, but that fabric there has like a very, like an olive green and red checker pattern in it. And I know that's hard for you to see, but this is super grunged up. It's going to help us delineate this page from that when we're turning the page. So I'm going to stick this right here. It's got a place to live now. It's going to go right here. There's like a little place. Sticks out a little further than my page because I want to be able to, when I'm flipping through, I want to be able to see it. That's my personal preference. And then when I'm at this stage, I can use this to grab like a page divider. I'm going to use it to grab and turn the page. See? I like the look of it. Actually, why don't we take this extra paint, stick it on the backside too. Why not? We can. Nobody's the boss of me. Now here, this is going to go here. We're going to hinge this, and then that's going to be the last thing. I got to go, girl. I'm having so much fun, though. Chris is going to be, he is actually going to be able to go with me to this football game, which he was not even sure if he was going to be able to get the time off work. So yes, as of yesterday, I was going to be traveling by myself. But then he's like, no, I think I can go. I'm going to go this way with it. No, this way? What would you do? What would you do? Do I even want it there now? No, I like it here. Let's do it here. We're going to hinge this, and I'm going to use washi tape. So let me find a good washi tape. I'm looking up at my washi tape here. I don't want gold. I don't want a checker. I don't want a floral. That might be good. This one might be good. I haven't even used this one yet. Yeah, good luck to the football team. Thanks, Lori. Oh, he's home already. Good gravy. He told me he'd be home at noon. Why does he do this to me? He told me noon. So I thought I'd have another half hour to clean up this mess. I'm going to do the glue gun. We're done with the glue gun. Girls, see, you got me in trouble. No, I'm not in trouble, but you know what I mean? He told me noon. We'd leave at noon. It's 11:20. All right, we're going to hinge right here. We're going to put the, oh, is it thick enough? I feel like I got caught. I'm live. I just told the girls he's here early. What's he doing here? He's not supposed to be here yet. I'm still live with the girls. Are you going to be ready earlier than noon? You are? I can't hear you and I can't really see you because this light is blinding. Maybe?
We got the boat hooked up already.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish this little thing and then I'll come out.
We're
Okay.
ready.
All right. He's going to be ready, girls. He just stole 40 minutes from me. All right. Look, this is not going to stick. Washi tape is repositionable. It's not permanent. So I am going to put permanent glue on this washi to make sure it stays permanent. And if I have to, this is a rather thin strip for holding this big piece of paper in place. So if I have to, first of all, let me do this off the book. I will reinforce it again with something else, but I'm hoping this is going to be sufficient. And so the trick is I need to get half of the tape on this paper like that. So I'm doing kind of a reverse. I want the tape to be underneath. Okay, hold on. I want the tape to not be shown from this side. So I put it on the underside. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm going to stick it down like this really strongly. I've got that permanent tape there. This is going to create my hinge. You can, and I have before too. If you feel like it's not going to hold, like if the thing that you're hinging down or gluing down is feeling too heavy, you can also reinforce this side. But if you want it to be a hidden hinge, put it on the back side. And then this, remember, this goes in here. I want this part facing forward. Oh, come on now. Don't be giving me, so I don't have time for any trouble here, paper. The man is waiting. All right, look at how pretty. Come on now. I know you wants to. Okay, so now this has that like interactive hinge here. And then you can put something else back there if you want. What do you think? This book is coming along, girls. It's coming along. I'm loving it. I hope you love it too. And I wish that I had 3 more hours to just sit here and play and work, but we got to hit the road because we got a 3-hour drive to Fargo. So them be the breaks. You love it? Thanks, Rula. I appreciate that. That little time thief, Sherry. How dare you? Okay, hold on. One more thing. Don't tell him. Shh. Don't anybody say anything. Hold on. Okay, listen. I'm like actually literally nervous now. Okay, the book. I'm taking the book. The book. I don't think there's anything that I'm worried about wet glue. Maybe this one page because I did put a lot of liquid glue under there. So I take the book. I take my bin for this project and I put the book open with the glue, like that's what's got to dry. It fits perfectly in this bin. And then this bin has the name, Sweet Pea Paper Paradise Cozy Fall Cabin. That's this project. So the next time I need my bin, it has everything in it, all the little pieces. Oh, actually, I'll throw these in there because they match and I could use them again. Like the things that I might use again, that project was in that bin until I'm done with the project. And then I'll take the leftover scraps and put them in one of my books. Now I do have, so I want to do this quick because I like this habit that I'm forming, that instead of putting these scraps in another plastic